fastest audio cleanup solution for creators.
Got me upside down, spinning around you. Wanna taste the clouds, dance with the moon. Take a trip around your body.
So, Accusonus decided to send us a free license for their ERA 5 bundle. However, we're not being paid by them and we can say whatever we want. This bundle comes at 3 different price points: the standard suite, the creator suite, and the post-production suite. Right off the bat, we noticed that these are very easy to install and it only took a few minutes to get us up and running. You also immediately notice the modern and intuitive design of these plugins, along with the bold and informative colours. In terms of day-to-day use, they're as easy to use as you'd expect. If you just type in ERA 5 in the effects panel, they'll all come up together, and all of these effects are just drag and drop. In your editor's effects panel, by clicking the edit button, it will open a separate window which will give you full manual control over that effect. Something that's particularly unique about the Accusonus plugins is that they all feature a single dial interface. This is really refreshing to see. It's a new way to look at your audio which we haven't seen before. Out of the post-production suite that we had access to, we found ourselves using 4 plugins in particular. They were Noise Remover Pro, Voice AutoEQ, De-esser Pro, and Voice Leveler. Let's start with Noise Remover Pro, and to be honest, this is probably what you're going to find yourself using most frequently. Simply put, it reduces any unavoidable background noise. Like all of the plugins in the suite, the main effect is controlled by a large dial, and on top of this, there's a really clear visualizer that helps you physically see the offending noise. Simply turn the dial up and down until you've removed the offending noise, but without affecting your original audio. A really nice feature is the inclusion of input and output gain control within each plugin across the entire suite. This allows you to adjust your input gain prior to any manipulation of the original audio. Next up on our list of favourites is the Voice AutoEQ, and we're pretty sure this one's magic. Now, Accusonus states it listens to your voice and allows you to enhance it in real time. And it really does! Seriously though, this thing can take dull and flat voices into full dynamic symphonies. Of all the ERA 5 plugins, the Voice AutoEQ gives us the most noticeable change in your audio. Don't believe us? Well, have a listen for yourself. Here is a clip with just the default settings applied.
So there's a lot of dynamics in my playing, from finger picking to using a plectrum and using really rhythmical right hand thuddy type of styles. So there's a lot of dynamics in my playing, from finger picking to using a plectrum and using really rhythmical right hand thuddy type of styles.
Sounds good, right? The plugin also allows you to control the air, clarity and body of the audio, which is something that's particularly good for those of you that are daunted by all of the frequency jargon that goes on in audio world. A really useful feature is being able to adjust the intensity from 1 to 10 using a slider at the bottom. And this is great if you don't want that full fat cinematic experience and you want something that's maybe a little bit calmer. Lastly, there's also a great option for Voice AutoEQ to go back and relearn the sample if you've added any effects before it. Next up, let's discuss De-esser Pro. Now, some of you may have never heard of De-esser, and to be honest, neither had we until a few years ago. What it does is essentially remove those harsh S sounds from your audio. This problem can be particularly prevalent if your talent's too close to the mic, and also if you've got shit preamps. Try saying silly sausages sizzling in a saucepan close to a microphone. In fact, silly sausages sizzling in a saucepan. Silly sausages sizzling in a saucepan. Like Noise Remover Pro, this plugin also features a visualizer, this time showing sibilance, which is a fancy word for those nasty hissing sounds. Additionally, the plugin also has shape and focus adjustment. Focus allowing you to nail exactly what S sound you're aiming at, and shape to change the intensity of the effect. The softer end gives you a more transparent sound, whilst the sharp end is embracing the full effect. Fourth and final on our list of the top plugins in this pack is the Voice Leveler. Now, any of you that are familiar with a compressor, this is basically just that. Using the one dial control, you're able to smooth any differences in voice level. This can happen if the person you're recording moves around a lot, or if they're blocking the microphone with their hands whilst they're talking. In effect, Voice Level will raise the quieter parts of your audio in order to give you a more leveled out and balanced sound. Now, it's worth noting that this will also increase the gain of any noise. So Accusonus recommends that you add a noise reduction plugin prior to adding this effect. There are also 2 really cool features that you can toggle on and off within this plugin. It's breath control and emphasis. Breath control is great for when you've got any heavy breathing from your subject, and emphasis is great at putting emphasis on the inflections of certain words, which is incredible really. Like, how does it figure that out? How? So final thoughts. This is a really effective and simple to use audio cleanup solution. In fact, the best thing about it is its simplicity. Accusonus have taken something which can be complex and quite frankly daunting and turned it into something simple so that anyone, well almost anyone, can end up with clear, clean, dynamic sounding audio. There are a few little niggles that it's worth mentioning before we wrap up. The Audio Cleanup Assistant, for example, is a great feature that allows you to adjust multiple plugins at once. However, every time we found ourselves using it, it seemed to crash. Now, we haven't seen this reported elsewhere online, so it might just be us, but it's something to bear in mind. But other than that, the Accusonus ERA 5 bundle is a fantastic package. We've had a great time testing it. Thank you so much to Accusonus for sending us a license. We're sure to keep using these plugins as we move forward with our videos. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you in the next video.